Y'all ready for this Lil Durk video? Because the first part is boring as hell. But if you can get through it, I'm gonna paint you the best Picasso that you've seen in a while.
Tell us. Tell us now!
And when I tell y'all, y'all gonna be like, Ceddy, Nash, the Fed should have never pissed you off. Yeah, it's time to rip them apart, Brody. Of course, hypothetically, and we just only talking arguments. I don't want no problems with y'all again, because I'm going to see y'all in court next month. Judge deals setback to Justice Department effort to seek new indictment against Comey. Washington AP. A federal judge has dealt a setback to Justice Department efforts to seek a new indictment against former FBI Director James Comey, temporarily barring prosecutors from using evidence they had relied on when they initially secured criminal charges. The ruling Saturday night from U.S. Judge Colleen Cotley does not preclude the department from trying again soon to indict Comey, but it does suggest prosecutors may have to do so without citing communications between Comey and a close friend, Columbia University law professor Daniel Richman. Comey was charged in September with lying to Congress when he denied having authorized an associate to serve as an anonymous source for media coverage about the FBI. In pursuing the case, prosecutors cited messages between Comey and Richman that they said showed Comey approving of Richman interacting with journalists for certain FBI-related coverage. The case was dismissed last month after a federal judge ruled that the prosecutor who filed charges, Lindsay Halligan, was unlawfully appointed by the Trump administration. But the ruling that left open the possibility that the government could try again to seek charges against Comey, a lifelong foe of President Donald Trump. Comey has pleaded not guilty, denied having made a false statement, and accused the Justice Department of a vindictive prosecution. After the case was thrown out, lawyers for Richmond sought a court order to bar prosecutors from continued access to his computer files, which the Justice Department obtained through search warrants in 2019 and 2020 as part of a media leak investigation that was later closed without charges. Officials searched for files that communications between Comey and Richmond they could use to build the case against Comey, but Richmond and his lawyers say prosecutors exceeded the scope of the warrants illegally and held on to communications they should have destroyed or returned and conducted new warrantless searches of the data. Cotley on Saturday night granted Richmond's request for a temporary restraining order instructing the department not to access the covered materials once they are identified, segregated, and secured, or to share, disseminate, or disclose the covered materials to any person without seeking and obtaining leave of this court. She gave the Justice Department until Monday afternoon to certify that it is in compliance with the order. She said her order will remain in effect through this coming Friday or until dissolved by further order of this court, whichever comes first. Petitioner Richmond also has shown that absent an injunction, he will be irreparably harmed by the ongoing violations of his Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable seizures arising from the government's continuing retention of his image, of his computer, and related materials. She wrote and granted Richmond's request. A Justice Department spokesperson declined to comment Sunday on the ruling and what it meant for revived charges against Comey. It is not clear that the Justice Department could secure new charges against Comey, even if they could rely on Richmond's communications. Comey's lawyers have said the statute of limitations on such a case, the congressional testimony at issue was given on September 30th, 2020, or more than 5 years ago, has expired. A separate attempt by the Justice Department to file a new indictment against New York, Letitia James, and another perceived Trump adversary who was also charged by Halligan failed last week when a grand jury refused to sign off on charges. So that whole entire thing, we talking about the certifications. We talking about the approvals. Hell, we're even talking about the cooperation. That could all be tainted because what that federal judge has said, based off of those emails, bro, the way in which y'all obtained them is tainted. See, if I'm Drew, shout out Drew, I'm gonna call you later on. I'm joking. I do not have Drew Finland's number. I ain't never talked to that man. I'm just a huge supporter of him fighting for justice. If I'm Drew, I'm looking and I'm going, well, you know what? We want to challenge everything that you guys have, including your witnesses and all that. Keep them sealed, but we finna fight this one out because the feds are saying, hey, yo, check this out, cuz. We finna get rid of that. But I know what some of y'all thinking, and then the I Hate Ceddy Nash channels, they all gonna get mad. Ceddy Nash, what are you doing? You don't know what you're talking about, bro. Okay, it's emails. Yeah, I know. But wait a minute. I got y'all because I want you to see this move. I told y'all I'm painting a Picasso, so it comes in 3 different layers. First layer, here comes the second layer. Former Trump attorney Alina Habba resigns as top federal prosecutor in New Jersey. Alina Habba, a former personal attorney for President Trump, is stepping down as the top federal prosecutor in New Jersey. Following an appeals court ruling last week that found she was unlawfully serving in the role, Habba said in a statement posted on social media on Monday that she was not quitting in the face of legal challenges, but instead resigning to protect the stability and integrity of the United States Attorney's Office. This decision will not weaken the Justice Department, and it will not weaken me, she said, adding that she will remain at the DOJ as a senior advisor to the Attorney General for U.S. attorneys. Habba's decision comes as the Justice Department has lost a string of court cases, ruling that U.S. attorneys have not been appointed legally, including in Nevada, California, and Virginia. Don't worry, we're going to explain why the hell this one right here, try to circle it for y'all, this one right here, yeah, that California stuff, why that's going to matter in just a moment. Don't worry, I got y'all. I got to take that off, sorry about that. Habba's decision comes as the Justice Department has lost a string of court cases ruling that the United States attorneys have not been appointed legally, including in Nevada, California, and Virginia. Habba first gained national attention as one of Trump's personal attorneys who defended him in civil and criminal cases, after his first term in office. After Trump returned to the White House, he tapped Habba in March to serve as the acting United States Attorney for New Jersey on an interim basis. He also nominated her to serve in the position on a permanent basis, but she failed to garner enough support in the U.S. Senate to win confirmation. With her 120-day interim tenure about to expire, the United States District Court for New Jersey opted not to keep her in the job and instead appointed a career prosecutor, Desiree Grace, to the post. Attorney General Pam Bondi then fired Grace, and the administration undertook a series of complex legal maneuvers to put Habba back in charge of the United States Attorney's Office for New Jersey. That touched off legal challenges that culminated with the unanimous ruling that last week from the 3-judge panel, the United States Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit. The courts found that Habba was unlawfully serving as United States Attorney and disqualified her from supervising cases. The prolonged legal fight over Habba's status has brought many legal proceedings in New Jersey federal courts to a standstill, causing havoc across the system. In a statement, Bondi slammed the appeals court decision on Habba, saying, "The court's ruling has made it unattainable for her to effectively run her office with politicized judges pausing trials designed to bring violent criminals to justice." She said, "These judges should not be able to countermand the president's choice of attorneys entrusted with carrying out the executive branch's core responsibility of prosecuting crime." Bondi said the department will seek further review of the court's decision and is confident it will be revised.
Hey, yo, can you subscribe and turn on that bell too? Because when you do, you're helping unbiased, independent news.
So they were saying that about Ms. Habba, Alina Habba. Alina Habba was appointed by who? Donald Trump, Mr. 4547. Black people, you guys know when you're getting a scam, like when I called myself the pro-economy guy, and then I just called it all a lie, even though I wrote it twice, and I wrote on pro-economy, even though it's a Democratic hoax. It's a Democratic hoax, even though I called myself it twice. Yeah, I know, right? But Trump, you appointed Alina Habba. You know, we just gonna expose right here real quick that a lot of people didn't know. Just kind of was sitting this one in the back to watch the morons attack. Bilal Esley was appointed by Trump too. Let's expose his ass as well. Get over here. Another Trump-appointed U.S. attorney found to be serving unlawfully, federal judge rules. A federal judge ruled Tuesday that Bilal Esley, the Trump-appointed acting U.S. attorney for the Central District of California, has been serving unlawfully in the nation's largest federal district, the third such finding against a prosecutor installed by President Donald Trump in recent months. The decision was made by who? J. Michael Seabright, who was appointed by former President George W. Bush, as to growing evidence of the Trump administration's defiance of Senate confirmation rules. Bilal Esley is not lawfully serving as acting United States Attorney for the Central District of California, Seabright wrote, and he's been unlawfully serving in that role since he resigned as interim United States Attorney. Seabright's opinion found that Esley's appointment violated the Federal Vacancies Reform Act, a law limiting how long a president can fill top federal posts without Senate confirmation. The court determined that Esley's installation amounted to an end run around Congress' constitutional power to vet and confirm key justice officials. The ruling mirrors two earlier cases against Trump-appointed attorneys Alina Habba in New Jersey and Sigal Chatra in Nevada. Yeah, where judges reached the same conclusion, that the administration had unlawfully kept unconfirmed appointees in office beyond the FVRA's 120-day limit. Based on the following, the court determines that Esley, unlawfully assumed the role of acting United States attorney. Seabright found he is disqualified from participating in defendant's prosecutions as acting United States attorney. The judge's opinion underscored why the confirmation process matters, warning that the administration tactics threatened to erode the Senate's constitutional oversight role, recognizing that the Senate's confirmation power was being undermined as never before. Congress enacted the FVRA to ensure that the Constitution's separation of powers is maintained, and the officers of the government are subjected to the scrutiny of the Senate for the benefit of the liberty of the people, Seabright added. Judge Seabright dismissed the Justice Department's claim that it could lawfully extend Esley's tenure through internal reshuffling, calling that interpretation a dangerous overreach. The court's decision cast a new light on Esley's anti-voting past. Before joining the United States Attorney's Office, he served as a Republican Assembly member in California, where he championed restrictive voter ID measures, policies that voting rights groups warn can disenfranchise voters, particularly the communities of color. He once said that when he joined the legislature, parental rights, illegal immigration, and voter ID were peripheral issues, but under his influence, we made them centerpieces of our party. Esley is also listed as one of the attorneys behind the lawsuit targeting Orange County election officials over access to voter records, a case voting rights advocates have described as part of a broader push to sow distrust in the California's elections. With Seabright rulings now declaring his federal service unlawful, it remains unclear whether his involvement in that case could face new scrutiny or potential challenges. While the judge declined to dismiss ongoing cases brought by Esley, the ruling marks another major flashpoint in Trump's efforts to install unconfirmed loyalists in charge of the Justice Department, with 3 federal judges now striking down similar appointments. The dangerous pattern is clear. So your homegirl, Bilal, she just resigned, bro, which means that the way in which you got your stuff and you were appointed illegally through Donald Trump to do what? Rummage and bullshit and try to ruin stuff and everything like that. You are corrupt, in my opinion, based off of how you were appointed. Gotcha, didn't I? Don't ever send no damn stupid ass emails like that to my damn shit again. I don't give a damn if y'all the feds or not. I'm on that goddamn horse riding into town like I'm Desperado with nothing but law beside me. I know what y'all thinking. Ceddy Nash, you gonna take on the feds? Well, I mean, shit. They threatened to arrest me in Chicago. They forever gonna be on my damn target board as far as exposing the bullshit. But let's take it this way. Durk versus Bilal Esley. Esley used to say he was what? The DA presiding over everything. So what is it that you actually were going ahead and saying it's okay? Because you're violating Fourth Amendment rights any damn ways. Not only are you doing that, everything in which you touched is now tainted. Got to get it thrown out. That's why you see his ass making sure he's no longer the first person written in any of these documents. And it started last week. And I was waiting because I'm like, I got a little tip, hey man, they trying to maneuver this and this and this and this. And I'm like, ain't no way in hell. And so what we noticed, and y'all can go look at the old paperwork, Bilal Esley put his name up in that ledger at the top left corner as, yeah, we're going to war. And all of a sudden he had to sink into a sunken place. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if next time we see the next thing of motions, his ass is automatically off of there, or he's the third person now because they already added Ian and everything and started making him somebody that people needed to pay attention to more than Bilal Esley. Your name ain't Bill either way, fool. Your name is Bilal. I hate when you people come and try to do that shit because you don't like the ethnic origins of your name. Not gonna fly here. Your name is Bilal. I know a couple of cats like you. Y'all always do the same shit. Y'all think trying to appease certain people gonna get you certain places. It wouldn't surprise me if your ass ended up having to resign to save the case. But when you do that, you're gonna trigger off way more shit. So stay there, and watch a bunch of stuff get tossed out. Somebody send this to Drew. I'm done. Visionary gone. Or check right here. Keep the party going. Hit that like button if I did my thing. Y'all think I did my thing, man? I think I did my thing on this one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hit that like button like you like some comments so we can get rid of these. We are 30K away, almost really 29K away. Almost 29K away from that giveaway. And bro, we only creeped up to 70 people back in it. So 70 people are qualified to win this. Become one of those 70 by literally commenting on every video and liking every video. Other than that, click right here to see how Marlon Wayans is getting destroyed by 50 Cent. Or click right here for the playlist, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.